All right, let's move on to the Wasabi Fenway Bowl.
Not for your sushi. I believe a cloud storage company.
Yes, which is the dumbest. This is the dumbest bowl sponsor. And we have a bowl with gobowling.com, which might be the worst website, but at least look, I went to it. Maybe this is all part of their master plan. We're talking about it. I'm getting everyone who's watched this to go to it. Wasabi, I can't think of a dumber bowl sponsor,
right?
Because everyone just assumes it's like the root. What is Wasabi's a root, right?
And their logo is that. And what are you doing, guys? No one's gonna know who you are.
Yeah. I think it's it's a plant. But anyway, do you know that most wasabi you get at like a sushi restaurant is not real wasabi? Do you know that?
What is it? Horseradish?
Yeah, it's like what you normally get most. Let me see. Most wasabi and I've had real. Most over 97% of wasabi served in sushi restaurants does not contain any real wasabi. It's made from a blend of horseradish, mustard flour, cornstarch, and green food colorant. And if you have I had real wasabi once, and it was not as
not as good,
spicy or pungent. No, it was just
didn't clear your sinuses out.
Yeah, like horseradish does, but not most people don't know that. But anyway, so yeah, this is not sponsored by the plant, but Wasabi Fenway Bowl between Boston College and SMU. SMU is a 10-point favorite here, over under 49.5. This is actually a bowl where there's not too many opt-outs, although SMU won't have Preston Stone at quarterback again. He's out for the season. Kevin Jennings will start. He did win the American Championship game at quarterback. This Boston College team, they finished 6-6. They got over their win total for me, but it wasn't the most impressive 6-6 team. Here's their wins. They beat Holy Cross by 3. They beat Virginia by 3, Army by 3, the weird Georgia Tech team by 15, UConn by 7, Syracuse by 7, and that's it. So they have basically all one possession wins over teams that you really wouldn't get excited about. And then they beat Georgia Tech by 15 at Georgia Tech. Not the best resume in the world. Offense is extremely limited. They have to hit pretty much. Can they hit run explosives here is the question for their offense with Castellanos and company. I'm not convinced. This SMU team, I think that they'll care. I mean, the one thing, it is like SMU had a great season, and then you're going up to, this is an 11 a.m. kick in Fenway in Boston. So a bunch of Texas kids going up to Boston. You won the American. I think that I really think that SMU should have got the, based on strength of schedule, they should have got the New Year's Six Bowl. They should be playing Oregon. Also would have been a better game, I think, even without Preston Stone. So there's some potential disappointment here, and it's 11 a.m. kick. Are you flat? So I can't 10 here. I have a strong lean to the under. I think Boston College is going to come out and try to run it. I think SMU is going to try to run it. This game, both these teams can be flat early. What do you see here between SMU and BC?
I played the under earlier this morning when I finished up my bull podcast notes. If you look at the stadium orientation about what's going to happen here, end zone to end zone is going to go from home plate to Pesky's pole. Wind is going to blow 10-mile-an-hour crosswinds on the field towards the green monster. For those of you that are baseball savvy and know what Fenway looks like, the wind blows out. It's going to make crosswinds. It's going to be terrible on the kicking game. 75% precip going on here. What's funny is we're not there yet. Our next bowl that we're going to talk about is Pinstripe. That number's already been beaten up because of the weather. Well, we're not too far away here in Fenway. They're going to have the same weather here earlier in the day. So under is definitely a game that I played. Now, definitely a bet that I made. So 60% rush attack, high frequency of power. This is for Boston College. They run 60% of the time. They run power, counter, man, and some inside zone. They run a little bit of everything. SMU was 10th in rushing success rate on defense. They obliterate inside zone. They're average against power and counter. but they're terrible against man concepts. They're 42% success rate against it, and they allow explosives. Is Boston College going to run that? Because they run just a little bit of everything. So there's an avenue here for them to have a little bit of success. Now, I don't expect anything from Thomas Castellanos throwing on the SMU secondary. The SMU secondary has been really good. Go to the offensive side of the ball for SMU. Kevin Jennings to get the start again, 19 of 33 against Tulane, the ACC championship game. 2 big-time throws, 2 turnover-worthy plays, a healthy 10.2 average depth of target. SMU is second nationally in pass EPA. 4 different targets average more than 2 yards per route run. BC plays a lot of cover 1, different than the cover 3 that Kevin Jennings saw against Tulane. So with cover 1, Jennings is going to have to beat that man coverage with those 2 BC corners, which, by the way, are backups. So that is a very interesting note there, that Jennings is going to face 2 backup corners that are going to be playing man and cover 1 out there on the outside. So SMU should keep the chains moving against BC with the rush. Inside outside zone, they're going to stop. But the Mustangs are not explosive whatsoever. They're 121st in rush EPA. Jalen Knight, LJ Johnson, each under 3 yards after contact. And the combined, they only created 30 missed tackles on the season. I thought SMU's rushing attack was better than this. A little surprised to see these numbers. I'm not going to play on the side. I believe with the weather and the wind and just how BC is going to attack this. By the way, 26 seconds per play, not extremely fast here. I like the under all the way. I think you play it. 48 is pretty key. I think, what do we say?
Yeah, 48.5 or better.
Yeah. Try to get 48. So,
yep, I wouldn't go below 48, but yeah, I agree. I think under is the play.